That's what's wrong with today's society, is there's too much patting on the back. There's too many participation trophies being given out. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, you haven't accomplished anything. Like, you don't deserve an award if you haven't accomplished something. You don't get $1 million if you've not worked for that $1 million.
And I hope you let me in, yeah.
What is going on, guys, and welcome to the Disrupt the Industry podcast. I'm your host, Dre Canavati, and today we're going to have a little chit chat, okay? And this is not going to be a video where I'm directly trying to teach you something. I believe that a lot of you will take away some really good tidbits from this video, but this is more talking about me and my life and something that I go through and maybe struggle with day to day on a day-to-day daily basis. And even though it may be something that I struggle with and I don't really have a solution, and it can be negative at times, I also believe it's super, super positive. And today I'm going to talk about why I always feel inadequate, why I never feel like I'll be good enough, right? Now, first and foremost, guys, this is a big step. I've never really talked about this before to anyone, my friends, my family. And I just was home the other week and I touched on it briefly with my mom, and she said, that is the worst thing I've ever heard. She was like, you should always she's like, you should feel adequate in a sense. Like, you've accomplished a lot and you should feel adequate with yourself. And I really came to the conclusion right then and there that I will never feel adequate and I will never feel like I'm doing enough. And it's a really scary thing, guys, because in this crazy life and in the world of entrepreneurship, which is what I'm in, and at this moment in time, the fitness industry, I have accomplished a lot. I really have, and I should be able to sit back and enjoy it. But for one reason or another, I am constantly stressed out. I'm constantly working and I'm constantly grinding so hard to elevate for not just me and my life, but for my clients. Like, guys, my roommate literally makes fun of me because my client check-ins are so in-depth and in detail. And it's like, I put so much freaking effort into my clients. Not to say that he doesn't, because he does a phenomenal job, but I put so much effort into my clients and I go overboard, and I'm always just finding ways to improve upon their experience with me. And again, coming back to the question at hand, it's like, why do I feel like I'll never be inadequate or good enough? And is that healthy? And it's definitely not healthy, guys. It's definitely not healthy. It's definitely not healthy. It's definitely not a good thing, because I truly do believe you need to just pause at times and just take a step back and just look at how far you come and just give yourself a pat on the back. But I will go into how at times do I do that? Not really, like maybe once in a blue moon, but I do want to go into, although this is a constant pain and a constant feeling of just not being good enough and being inadequate in life, in business, as a friend, and it trickles, like as a friend, as a family member, as a businessman, it trickles into every aspect of your life, and it certainly takes a toll of negativity on your brain, and it hurts. And I could sit here and tell you how to solve it, but I actually don't know how to. I actually have no idea how to solve this feeling of not feeling inadequate and being an inadequate person in my eyes, right? I also believe it has a positive effect, right? I do believe it has a positive connotation when it comes to my self-development and betterment. And I believe that in life, certain people are destined to do certain things. I'm not saying that these people are destined to do certain things off of their birth, but I'm saying after a long enough period of time, people's actions will result in them having a destiny, in my humble opinion. And some people's destiny, sadly, and this is like really sucks, is like to be homeless, and some people's destiny is to work in fast food and be a fast food restaurant person. And some people's destiny is literally to, work just a regular trade. And some people's destiny is to go to college, and some people's destiny is to work a 9 to 5, and some people's destiny is to literally make 6 figures a year, and some people's destiny is to make $500,000 a year, and some people's destinies is to make upwards of $1 million, and some people's destiny is to make 8 figures, and then it goes to 9 figures and 10 figures. And I truly believe that my destiny, and I don't want to undershoot myself, but I believe that eventually, by the time I pass away, I do believe that my destiny is to become a billionaire. And I don't think I'm going to become a billionaire with the mindset that I am adequate and that I'm okay and that I'm safe and that I'm doing all right, bud. And I definitely think that's what's wrong with today's society, is there's too much patting on the back. There's too much rubbing on the head. There's too many participation trophies being given out. I truly feel this way. I see it all the time just in life. My younger brother has a bunch of friends, the participation trophies for everybody. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. You haven't accomplished anything. You need to accomplish something in order to actually feel it. I don't even know how to articulate this, to be honest with you. If you don't deserve an award if you haven't accomplished something, you don't get $1 million if you've not worked for that $1 million. And I truly do believe that you get in what you put out, and it is as simple as that. And I really, really cannot stress that enough. And to bring it full circle, I really do believe this feeling of inadequacy, although it is painful at times, although it keeps me up at night, although I lose hours and hours of sleep a week, and it messes with my cortisol levels, aka my stress levels, it messes with everything in my life. I truly do believe that this drive, this feeling of inadequacy, is what will separate me from other individuals within this world, with this crazy life. I truly do believe that. And I believe that everybody who's hyper successful, I truly believe they do have a little bit of inadequacy in them as well. And Alex Hormozy said something one time, and it was the 3 success traits, right, that make a hyper successful person. Now, the third, so let's talk about it. I remember all 3. The first one is that these people think they're better than everyone. And I can honestly say that I do believe that I'm the best. Now, I know there are people that are better than me in certain aspects of fitness. It's very easy and simple. I do know that my mentor, Vince Pitstick, is better at functional health than me. And functional nutrition than me. I do know that Scooby Prep, right, is better at functional health and nutrition than me. I definitely do understand that. But when it comes to my later plans within having a newer business within this fitness industry, I truly do believe that I'm going to be the best at what I do. For the niche that I'm working to serve, I do believe that I'm the best at what I do. I do believe that this is just an example for me. I truly do believe that I'm one of the best coaches in the Alphaland gym, hands down. I've seen and experienced a lot of these coaches, and I'm not putting anyone down, but I just do believe I'm the top of them. And that's because I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars investing in my education, courses, mentorships, masterminds, and these are the things, and these are the decisions that are going to separate me from my competition, and it's going to separate me from everyone else in the world, because my feeling of inadequacy, my feeling of not being good enough led to me investing in myself. And when I decided to invest in myself, that's when I started to elevate. So if that pattern continues, I will continue to grow. And that's where I believe that feeling of inadequacy and that feeling that you're never going to be good enough does come full circle. So back to what Hormozy said. He said, number 1 trait of a hyper successful person in no particular order is they believe that they're better than everyone. And like I said, I do believe I'm one of the best at what I do in anything that I do. Number 2 is what we're talking about right now. He said these people who are hyper successful had a fear of never being good enough. And that is just the point of this video. Why do I feel inadequate? Is it negative? Yes. Is it positive? Yes. And then the third trait of a hyper successful person, he said, is they kept their eyes on the prize. They said they focused on one thing and they did not get distracted by the lady in the red dress. Now, I feel like everyone has gotten distracted by the lady in the red dress, which is just, again, how do I put that? That shiny object syndrome, like the next get rich quick theme or trend, the NFTs, the cryptos, all that good stuff. But again, I do believe I'm a fairly grounded individual. I do believe that when I pivot or when I shift, I will know exactly what I want to do, and I will put my 100% all into it. And that's just who I am. But again, a huge thing is I want to leave this open for conversation. And if you're on TikTok, I want you to watch this and keep it open to conversation as well. What do you think about my feelings of never feeling good enough? What do you think my feelings of inadequacy mean? Do you think that this is going to be more detrimental to me or be healthier for me? Because I think although it can be detrimental mentally and it can really put you in a dark place, I do believe that in the long run, it will help you to succeed and reach and climb to levels that you've never reached before. But I want to leave this open for discussion on YouTube and on TikTok. So thank you guys so much. God bless you. Don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts on why I'm feeling inadequate or like how I can fix feeling inadequate while still maintaining that drive to be better, and then subscribe to the channel. It really, really, really helps me. You have no idea. So thank you guys so much. God bless you, and let's disrupt the industry.
Yeah.